die if you don't.
Well, we're not going to whisper it to you. We're your grandma, and maybe we're going to change our mind. Yeah. Thank God Grandma whispered to me right on her deathbed before, and she got it all the way out, don't let this be you. We're not, I don't know, I mean, you have to work on it, but how about just tying it to what you just said, Matt, what we talked about earlier, where we need testimonials because we plan on going, expanding this into a paid product, and this is a limited test. We're going to shut this particular portion down in, X amount of time, or have a countdown clock, or,
Maybe, the big industry giants have been sniffing around trying to get me to shut up by buying me out, but I don't want to do that. But unless I can make...
I'm getting threatened by the big boys. Oh. Yes. All the people that want to keep this hush-hush because it's just about it's a mental formula, and if that got out that it was just a mental formula, then all these drug companies that sell the pharmaceuticals, they're going to come in and kill me. So
and find out why I'm still whispering.
Yeah, and find out why I have to whisper it because ooh. By the way, do you see how this core concept that we've come up with is adaptable to anything? The important thing is just to plug in, your personal story and then give it some thought and refuse to take, no for an answer. Like if you say, all right, I like this concept, how do I adapt it? Well, that doesn't really work. That's not true. All right, so what would make it true? How could I, and just refuse to, until you get to where you want to be in terms of adapting this for your thing. That's obviously it's legal. It's you're not lying that you're, but there's the promise of the story, of the hook, of the and seriously, get some National Enquirers. I think we better wrap. That's been an hour exactly.
That's pretty cool. From
nothing to where we are. And I guarantee you that if you looked at this board, you just, and everything that your notes, and you just put a giant to-do list down, and you set yourself a deadline, and the best deadline is a real deadline where you've got other people that you've, promised it to. Like, for example, the best deadline you could possibly do is to put a page up in 24 hours and promise them something would get to them within, the next 48 hours. Then you got to get it done. But then you're rolling, and here we are, and then it's just tweaking and and you're in business. Well, the core is there, though. I mean, because the sales process. I mean, if we've done this right, and we're building, and we didn't talk about building, things that we can do to build the relationship. But I mean, you got the idea. I mean, if we spent another hour on this, we'd have it down. And then, literally 24 hours later, from nothing, from brand new, totally, and something that took a total new direction midstream on us. And we'd have something viable that's worth testing. That's why it drives me nuts, because one of the things that I hear from people is that, well, I'm not passionate about anything, or I don't know what to do, or what to work in. How could you not? I mean, if you just thought, if you truly thought, if I could sit down in front of somebody for, 10 minutes, I could drag out of them something that they're interested in, that we can, that we can work with here, and that would make, it's just that they're not thinking deep enough, that they're not willing to do what we've done. Now, this was work, this was mental work, but I don't know about you, I feel more energetic, I'm excited, I had fun doing it. And I think people have this misconception, again, about, it's the be, do, have stuff, and the mental about building a business online, that A, it has to take forever, that B, that it's a big deal, that C, that and so that whole mental come from keeps them stuck in that positioning, and that's what I've got. It's my mission in life to break them out of that, to just try something, and that it's not that hard, just get into action. Okay, so now you got a taste of what we call NPOD in the trenches. Why is it called NPOD in the trenches? Because we get down and dirty in the trenches and we actually do it. It's not a training where you just sit there and take notes and learn. As you saw, it wasn't me teaching anything. It was me just following along, facilitating the process and getting it out and getting it going. you can only imagine how powerful that is. I mean, well, put yourself there. Imagine if you were a part of that and how, if you had somebody like me to coach you through the process, how much quicker you can get it done and how much it doesn't become a big deal anymore. You can just get it done. And that's actually a very common question that I get all the time is, how can I get to be one of those people that's in the closed door session? Well, we're doing actually a little bit more involved where we have formalized NPOD in the trenches trainings for 2 and 3 day long, where we do exactly what you just saw, only much more in depth, where we get together, we break into groups, we team up, and we actually facilitate, brainstorm, and incubate and launch business models live during the 2 or 3 day training period. And it's really not even a training, it's an experiential training where you're actually doing, and so that you can get the feedback live so that you know immediately whether, is this wrong, could this be better, and so on and so forth. And if you have an interest in being a part of that, it's not cheap. Get out your credit card because it's not, but it is going to be worth it. And you can find out when the next available training session is in terms of when we have room to accommodate you. We always keep them on the smaller side. We never do 150 people because we just simply can't work in this type of an interactive fashion and have a large group. So while we do them on a regular basis, my suggestion to you is that you email into our office at support@netprofitsondemand.com. That's support@netprofitsondemand.com, and find out when the next available one is, and we can get you information on that. Okay, thanks, and hope you enjoyed this special Insiders Only training.